Some years, we have a larger crew, and some years, we don't have a large crew, and we don't need the logistics to support a large crew. Some years we just take out an IMAX camera and a couple rolls of film. So really, preparing for a season can take a short while. I mean, we could just jump in this vehicle and go. But you've got to pack your bags, you've got to brush your teeth, and so those things take time. So sometimes it takes a long time to get ready for a season. I don't think I've really grown up yet. I think we're still kind of following, a 12-year-old's dream, to make your own tank and to go have adventures, to go, to the Tornado Alley and chase storms. So actually, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a cowboy. But then I found out that you couldn't be a cowboy, like you couldn't ride a horse and go do all that stuff. So my plans had to change, and so in a way it hasn't, because when you're storm chasing, it's kind of like, in a way, being a cowboy. You get into your steed, in this case the Tiv, and then you go out for an adventure for 2 months. After a season of storm chasing, you have all that adrenaline and all that excitement, and then to go back to your normal life, yeah, there's kind of this letdown, but then again, I have a family that I want to get back to. I have a wife and I have 2 young girls, and so on the road, I'm missing them terribly. So to get back home and to be with my family, that kind of takes the edge off of leaving the excitement behind. Yeah, when we're out there chasing, we have a Discovery crew with us. So they're taping everything that we do. So when you see storm chasers, you don't know, what they're going to air, how those editors, have created the story. So it's always a surprise to see the things that are in there and the things that they've left out. I always feel like they could have made, instead of 8 episodes, they could have done 12 and put in all those amazing scenes of me sitting in the back seat sleeping while we're driving. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm a filmmaker who loves weather, especially tornadoes. And I've spent a lot of time chasing tornadoes with some of the top scientists, in that field. And I've picked up some information, from them over the last 12 years. But it would be cool to go to a class, to take a course in severe weather, to have more of a formal learning experience. Because out there, every bit of information that you understand, and the better you are as far as a chaser and what's happening. But as a filmmaker, you can't become an expert really in every subject matter that you follow. You kind of rely upon guides, if you will. And in my case, that's been Dr. Josh Werman, or in the last 2 years, Brendan Ivy as our meteorologist. But it would be fun to go back to school. Yeah, anybody who wants to go storm chasing, I wouldn't recommend jumping into a vehicle and then driving into Tornado Alley. I would recommend going with somebody that's done it before, because things could get extremely dangerous out there very quickly. And if it's your first time out there mixing up with these storms, yeah, you should have a guide. Or at least you shouldn't get in front of the storm or the tornado at the wrong time. Definitely. Yeah, it took 8 years, to finish Tornado Alley, because I wanted this one specific shot. I wanted the image of a tornado that had its condensation funnel all the way to the ground, coming directly at us, to film that impact. So that took 8 years to accomplish. And when it finally did, I was in shock. I wanted to cry, I wanted to scream. But the only thing I think I did is just kind of lean back in my chair and just did this big ol' exhale, this relief of finally, after 8 years, getting a shot that had been so elusive. It was incredible. It was incredible. I couldn't wrap my mind around it, that it had actually happened.